Hey everyone, and welcome back to our first time playthrough of Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. In the last couple of parts, we ended up finishing off the Mermalair, and in this next two videos, we're going to be doing Sand Mountain.
What up?
That's Taylor, by the way.
Hi.
So, you're probably wondering, well, you may or may not be able to tell. This is actually being recorded in post right now, because we ran into an issue while recording this footage live where we didn't actually end up recording our commentary, only the game audio. So
Blame Shadow, not me.
It is my fault, I will admit. But yeah, as a result, we're having to record this in post, which is the very first time you're ever doing something like this, right?
No.
You haven't? You've done a video game playthrough on the internet before where you recorded in post?
Yes.
What playthrough? Of what game?
Ocarina of Time.
Okay. Anyways, so as you can see, this is Taylor clearly wandering around doing who knows what.
Yeah, honestly, because we just realized that we didn't have audio for this, yeah, it's a bit different, because I don't exactly remember all the shit that I did, but I'm assuming right now I'm just trying to get SpongeBob's face in the thing.
Something like that.
I did a lot of stupid shit while playing this game.
You did.
And you know what makes me really sad is I have not gone and looked at the thickness of Bubble Buddy.
Sand Mountain, where sea creatures go to enjoy an afternoon of falling down.
Squidward, am I glad you're here. I need to borrow your toothbrush again.
What? You've used it before?
Oh yeah, lots of times. I figured if you didn't know, you wouldn't mind.
Fine. What do I care? I'm a wreck anyways. I try and get some exercise to relax from all this robotness, and now everything is ruined.
Because of a toothbrush?
No, it's those blasted robots! They've taken over the ski slopes! How can I ski with those ugly things beating everyone up? Listen, SpongeBob, you've gotta help me. I'm gonna lose my marbles if I don't get some relaxation.
I found if you keep your marbles in a bag, they don't get lost as often. In fact, I've got mine right here. It's embroidered with this lovely...
Forget the marbles! I've got a better idea. If you get rid of the robots at the bottom of every slope for me, I'll give you one of those golden spatulas.
Well, I don't know. It's hard to beat the extreme fun of marbles.
Okay, I'll give you one for each slope you clear.
Now that's a deal!
Alright, so now that cutscene is out of the way, she's actually going to talk to Squidward again, I'm pretty sure.
Get
Yep.
rid of the robots on the slopes, and you'll find a golden
You know that
spatula
thing where you
reward.
where during the cutscene when well, not cutscene, but monologuing, where Squidward is moving his arms and he's frustrated. I feel like that's me when I'm half asleep yelling at Sheikah for either shitting in the middle of the night and completely obliterating our nostrils, and it's just a mess. So actually, when you didn't catch this at first, that I had done that sock, and I had no idea that was a thing.
And
I
you
was,
died.
yeah, I did. So I just went over to it and I was just like, well, fuck this, the Sandman, the snowman, and I just hit it and I was like, fuck, I found a sock all on my own.
You did. That is the first of several socks in Sand Mountain.
I love them.
Yeah, so just to kind of give you the premise of this level really quick, Sand Mountain is basically the sliding level of the game because, let's face it, the sliding gameplay is one of the biggest appeals of Battle for Bikini Bottom, and so basically this is the main hub area, and then it gives you access to 3 slopes, which we'll be seeing in a little bit, but there are 2 golden spatulas that you can get in this area of the map. The first of which being down there, which she is currently trying to figure out how to get to.
Yeah, I was looking around and I'm like, how do I get down there? And then I kept killing these fodders Took me a hot second to remember what the fuck that was.
But yeah.
So I kept... Sorry. So I kept trying to kill them, not realizing it. Duh, there's a duplicate of Tron right there.
My most favorite friend in the whole world. I found another golden spatula for you.
Oh, boy! Can I have it?
Sure, if you fall down to the bottom of this pit.
Isn't there a safer way?
It's always safety with you people. I suppose you could bungee down.
Alright, so yeah, all you gotta do is pay 2,500 shiny objects, and then you can just bungee right on down and get the spatula, which is, you know, kind of lame. I will admit, I wish there was more to the bungee jumps after, what is it, down to Bikini Bottom, but most of them just resolve into that.
They do get really, really boring after a while, to where I was just like, throughout the rest of the game, you know, I'm just kind of like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, this could be a lot more fun.
But yeah, and then the second golden spatula that you need to get up is right...
Shiny purple object right there.
Yes, there is. Yep. But the second spatula you need to get is actually used with Sandy, because this is Sandy's level. I mean, what with the Murmulaire being Patrick's and the Rock Bottom being Sandy's, we're continuing to go in that pattern of alternating between both characters. And you essentially just need Sandy to grapple across the Texas hooks to get up there. I will say another thing that I wish was better about Sand Mountain, especially because this is my top 3 of like my favorite levels. This is probably my second favorite level. Is that I do wish it had an original song instead of just reusing Bikini Bottom's song, because, you know, I feel like they, and especially for the remake could have made an original song if they really wanted to, but they just didn't, which is kind of lame. Also, there's a sock down here, so be sure to grab that if you're going for 100%. But yeah. So, now you're playing as Sandy. Sandy, of course, can hover and grapple, like we said, and I do apologize if I actually end up repeating stuff from previous parts. We're recording this like a week after we finished the entire game, because we've already recorded everything else. This is the last thing we're recording, even though it's like in the middle of our playthrough. So, yeah, if we say stuff in later parts that is repeated here, that's probably why, or vice versa.
Yeah. So did I end up getting that purple shiny object? I don't think I did.
No, you didn't.
That sucks.
But
I
yeah.
didn't even realize it was there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you noticed it, and it's really one of the lesser shiny objects to get anyways, so... But yeah, this is honestly really straightforward. It's pretty much just activate the button, switch to Sandy, and then grapple on up here. In the original game, what I would actually do to get up to that bungee jump is I wouldn't go around the way she did. I would actually, like, jump up to a platform that's just barely reachable and kind of, not necessarily glitch my way up there, but I feel like I do pull myself in a way that the game does not intend you to do. But anyways, each of these gates is labeled with a number. I'm actually editing past us wandering around, but this is the first of the 3 slopes. This is known as Guppy Mound, which is the easy level, basically, in which it's kind of the introductory one. It's very straightforward, very simple, doesn't take long to get down, and it's not very challenging.
Pretty sure I still managed to fuck it up, though.
You might have, but
Probably.
all of these slopes, Jesus Christ, Sheikah, all of these slopes want you to play as SpongeBob, not Sandy. Sandy is not used for any of the golden spatulas on these slopes. I mean, you can play as Sandy to get the ones at the bottom of the slope, but really most people just play as SpongeBob because of the other golden spatulas you need to get on each of these hills. This is also apparently a popular grinding spot in the game for shiny objects, destroying these tikis here. I think it's Guppy Mound. Maybe it's Flounder Hill, but I want to say it's Guppy Mound. And you didn't...
Yeah, I completely fucked that up.
Yeah, you're supposed to have all of the tikis visible and then lasso it, but...
Yeah.
Or you can walk up to it as SpongeBob, either way works, but... what you're supposed to do is talk to Mrs. Puff, who is going to essentially issue a time trial mission, kind of like... I forget. Was there a time trial mission in another level? Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs, I guess, kind of had a time trial.
Yeah.
But this is more of a direct, whereas that was kind of an indirect thing. But basically, Mrs. Puff will give you a spatula if you make it to the bottom of the hill in the certain amount of time that is allotted to you, which is 70 seconds in this version. I believe that the remake gives you more time than the original game does.
There I did. I managed to finally get the super monster mega fucking combo ass.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I'm edited out almost all of your failures, or I montaged them. Like that I was showing because obviously you got the sock, and thankfully one of the benefits of post commentary is you can edit out a bunch of filler time that doesn't really progress, which is why some LPers and gaming channels actually prefer to do it that way, because it's more streamlined and efficient.
Yeah, because to be honest, I fucked up quite a bit.
You did.
And there were even times where I was just like, nope, here, take the controller, because I fucking can't. Yeah, it's just, oh, I got that purple shiny object.
But yeah, this slope is pretty much already done because it's just really short and straightforward, and there is a sock up there that she'll be getting on her next attempt through.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you have to do at each of these slopes when you get to the bottom is you need to destroy all of the robots in the area. So each slope has 2 duplicatortrons at the bottom which constantly spawn enemies, and you need to destroy those first, and you're also failing to hit that monsoon.
Yeah, that was awful.
But yeah, you need to hit both duplicatortrons, and you're going after the robots, but that's going to prove feeble because the monsoon's already back, because yeah, you're supposed to go for the spawners first. But yeah, again, there goes the monsoon right away because the duplicatortrons are relentless with bringing the enemies back. So just go for the 2 duplicatortrons and then press the buttons afterwards, destroy all the robots, and you will be good to go.
Yeah, and I think with the first duplicatortron, I hit the button and didn't even realize it was there. And then you had told me, you're like, well, now you gotta, because I was like, well, where do I go? Like, what do I do? And you're like, you had to hit the buttons. And I'm like, what button are you talking about? And you're like, behind the duplicatortrons. And I was like, oh, there's 2. So, and then I completely just ignore the fucking...
Yeah, and you're about to leave, and I'm literally telling you, what the fuck are you doing? Get the spatula. And you're like, what spatula? Oh!
Well, it didn't make sense, because usually they have that, you know, that light around them or whatever, but that one didn't have it. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that was a glitch or if that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, I think it was a bug of some kind, but I'm not sure.
Which is common with this game.
It is. But yeah, you just take the warp box back. Make sure you activate the one at the top of the slope because it will save you a lot of time. And then you can just talk to Mrs. Puff, get the spatula, and then you get the second one. And you're just doing the same thing, lather, rinse, repeat for all 3 slopes. So
that's what you just sounded like, to be honest.
Thank you. But what I recommend you do is you just do the time trial, do the regular mission as SpongeBob, and then switch to Sandy. Go back down the slope again and get the socks that you missed. Of course, if you're going for 100%. If you're not, then you really have no reason to play as Sandy in this level at all. Again, unless you just feel like playing as her to get to the bottom, and you might not even be going after the time trials. Spatulas at that point anyways, so... Sandy's more of just an option if you're not doing 100%. But if you are, the more efficient way is to just play as SpongeBob. And there's also a purple shiny object up here, which is why I'm keeping this part in.
Yeah.
So... yeah, that's
and
just
they're
good
worth
to know.
50, right?
Yeah, purple shiny objects are worth 50, and this is great.
And I fuck this up
you do.
right here.
You really do, because yeah. But I just cut past it to you getting this sock right here, which you get a trophy for that because you got a certain number of socks. And then there was one other sock I believe you missed that I may have accidentally cut out and not included, so I might have to go back and edit that in at the end of this video and post. Because I just realized there was a sock you didn't get that you did get that I didn't show, I think. I'm pretty sure we got all the socks in Sand Mountain, but yeah. So that's the end of part 1.